G'day everyone and welcome to another episode of Paranormal and Cryptid Adventures. My name's Craig and I research Yowies, and there is one question that plagues me. Every single time I'm out in the bush, there's one question that makes me feel like I might be pursuing or believing in something. It's a bit of a fool's errand. My last video raised the question, do Yowies, Bigfoot, Sasquatch actually create stick structures? Is that their handiwork? We all go out and we assume, yeah, it is. Yowies, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, they absolutely build stick structures. But what if they don't? What if we've all been chasing a red herring all along? Now, this is the second half of that thought process. As I said in that video, it's undeniable that me, at the very least, and other researchers have absolutely found structures that are not natural, that should not exist within a natural landscape. There's some impossibilities, there's some weird features that, let's be brutally honest, nature, 99% chance has not done from just falling trees in a storm. I'm not saying that it hasn't. I'm saying 99% chance some of the things we find are absolutely anomalous, strange, unusual, and don't make any sense. Some of them feel different, some of them are different. So that's a real thing. But here's the thought. What if a lot of these structures are simply logging activities? The remnants of loggers. They might be going through an area. Now I know not all areas are logged. So if you're in an area that is not logged, then this is not a consideration. But there's certain areas that every 20, 30 years, loggers move through and remove select trees. Now, if you're trying to get heavy machinery through the bush, you may need to cut it through a few trees to get where you're going. What are you going to do with those trees? Do you leave them where you drop them? Maybe. Maybe you do. Maybe you just leave them where you drop them. Or do you pile them up to make room for the machinery and for the workers to come through? And if you piled them up, would you not be piling different trees? Possibly you'd be piling them up through the use of some kind of machinery that would pick it up and fling it. Now, if you are using such machinery and you are piling up wood to clear the way, and you just chuck a whole bunch of trees in one spot to clear the way, then I would argue that yes, absolutely categorically, you could accidentally create the sorts of structures that, as a Yowie researcher, it gets our blood pumping. That we think we found something significant because it's clearly not natural. Absolute, sobering possibility that bothers me every time I find a structure. And I dare not speak its name for the simple fact that I like going out and looking for tree structures. And I like examining them and seeing if this is the handiwork of our buddy, the Yowie. Now, there's a big dead giveaway to all this. If it was loggers, would there not be signs of cut wood? I say yes, there would be. But I know I'm aware of machines that rip trees out by the roots and fling them away. So if they're bringing them through here, then no, maybe not. And have I found uprooted trees before? Yeah, absolutely. Every Yowie researcher has. Now, I do, on the sly, get into the habit of checking these trees for grip marks, for claw marks, where these big machineries could grab them and fling them. And I'm going to be honest, I never found anything that screamed man-made or machinery. Doesn't mean that that's not how it got there. So I am presenting these hard truths because, number one, I want to start conversations. Number two, I want to challenge other researchers in the field, be it Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yowie, anywhere in the world, to hold ourselves to a higher standard. To not just jump at the first thing we see and say, that's a Yowie, man. That's a Yowie communicating with us. Because guess what? It might not be. It just might not be. We need to reserve our excitement and we need to reserve our claims for the extraordinary. For the things that might not have any other explanation. The result of that, as long-term viewers of my channel would know, sometimes you go out for a research session and absolutely nothing happens. And guess what? If you're watching any Yowie, Bigfoot, Sasquatch research channel where they don't have those episodes, where nothing happens, and every time they go out, something is happening, they're finding things, particularly structures, then I want you to be asking questions of that. Because to me, they've either got killer spots or they're pulling your leg. They're lying to your face. Now, I absolutely am good friends with people who have that level of success. And people know who I'm talking about. Am I saying I'm not believing them? No. There's some researchers who absolutely are legit. And they just have good spots. And to those researchers, keep up the good work, boys. You got my support. But that's the message. Let's hold ourselves to a higher standard. And let's ask the question, is what I'm looking at simply the product of logging? And if it is, tuck your tail between your legs, admit defeat, and move on to the next spot. Otherwise, what's the point of researching? You're not doing anything but playing in the bush. So that is a short, sharp, and hopefully somewhat sweet reflection of what's going through my mind while I'm out in the field lately. Go back and watch my previous video to this where I talk about the possibility that Yowies might not even make structures with trees and sticks and things like that. Might be something else entirely other. Have a think about it. Write in the comments what you think. Because quite frankly, I like these kind of conversations. Conversations that make you uncomfortable, that make you vulnerable, and make you question part of who you are. I love this Yowie researching. I believe in my heart of hearts, that Yowies are absolutely legit. But it doesn't mean I've got to play pretend when I see a tree that the wind blew over. So, that's that train of thought. Thank you very much for watching. Whack what you think in the comments. By all means, let's start this conversation. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.